But the fact is, women are in Hollywood in large numbers on screen and off. Not yet equal, not yet as powerful as men, but getting there. The hard way, I admit, because no guy wants to be the first to say, hey, too many guys have jobs, take mine. But women will get there, and when they do, they'll make a movie that is about women as women see women, and women will release it into theaters, and the odds dictate that women will lose money on it. And finally, women producers, in order to keep their jobs, will be the ones making sexist movies about adult sex pots and shrews and Mortal Kombats with bullies and bastards. I look forward to that. And you know why? Because when women are free to be the ones who make shitty decisions and give the go-ahead to make vapid films with plot lines you can see through like Use Neutrogena, then, and only then, will true equality between the sexes have been achieved. Because... Thank you. Yeah. Because you know something? Because I think at the end of the day, when all is said and done, the biggest single key to the issue of women in Hollywood is...
Just shut up. Just shut up. Just stop the ranting and get your ass over to the chair. Let's go.
All right, there you go. Women in Hollywood. You sit right there. My director, Paul Verhoeven, has lit that seat especially for you.
Well then. I'm sorry.
How you doing? You look great.
Great. So do you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Now,
cute Andy likes girls. This is news.
Well, look at me. I'm 41. I turn into an asshole. All right.
It happens to some men much sooner.
Now look how crowded
it is.
Look at this. Look how crowded it is. We've never had this big a crowd here. Now, obviously, you've become a big star in our culture. It would be tough for you to say, really, that sexism has affected you, but I guess early on it must have been, was it a tough fight for you?
I think that sexism affected me long enough that I understood that it was necessary to apply sexism intelligently towards making my career come together.
Yeah, you manipulate it, you think?
A little, yeah. Yeah. But I feel like at a certain point, if people are saying you have to be this, you have to be this, you have to be this, instead of saying I won't be that, I won't be that, it's better to say, well, I could be something that looked kind of like that, and then I could get over there, and then I could move over here, and it's been very surprisingly successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, a lot of the heat you had in that first movie, and I thought you were great in Basic Instinct. I remember meeting you then and telling you, I thought...
My number 18 first movie.
Well, but still, I mean, your first where you exploded.
First hit.
Now, so much of that turned on that one moment, and I'm wondering that the story that builds up over the years is you did not know that was going to happen. Is that true, or was that a subtle manipulation on your part?
No, I always knew that we were doing the shot, and I always knew that it was going to be, that the character was going to do this action. I never thought that it would be as explicitly revealed as it was. I was pretty shocked by how graphic it was. I thought it would allude to that you would have the sense that happened and go, did they do that?
Yeah.
Did she do that? Not, she did that.
Instead of stopping and having a Polaroid moment with Mickey.
Yeah. Instead of, look, everybody, it's Nebraska.
Hey, bring the Asian tour bus in.
I was at an event where we were trying to raise money for pediatric AIDS, and I'm playing, and I'm having a great time, and playing with these kids all day, and I go out to my car, and there's a guy in the street, and he goes, I think you ought to see this. And I get in my car, and I open it, and it's, it wasn't a whole frame apparently, but or a series of enough frames to make a whole picture complete from that moment. So it was like this squeezed, like my head was like this and the body was this long. But now they're selling these pictures.
Really?
Want to know where?
They're out there now?
They are. And I got in the car and I was like, ah!
Wow.
Oh, nothing, no. Nothing. Why?
There's a Hallmark greeting card there, huh?
It's taken some time to get past that, or for people to get calm enough that they can actually look at the work. That's why it's so great that now we have video, so you can say, oh yes, and it was also an interesting performance. And enough time has gone by, and I've made enough different kind of movies, and
Right.
and now we're sort of turning a corner with this Western.
Yeah, no, the last Western I saw, I have to admit, with women in it, was that thing with Drew Barrymore and Madeline Stowe. And when I was in the theater and they showed the trailer and they all rode into town, everybody in that theater laughed out loud. There are just some things that you have trouble seeing Drew Barrymore do, and one is,
Well,
cruise in like Jimmy Arness. It just didn't work,
Well, we were really, I don't know how they shot that. We were really out in the prairie, like out in the middle of nowhere for 4 months, and you can't run around in lingerie, and you can't ride horses unless you're kind of locked down. It just doesn't fly.
You shot it in Burbank? You don't have to laugh. But you think you pulled it off? Did you make a convincing cowgirl or whatever?
Yeah, cowboy girl.
Cow person?
Cowpoke.
Bovine unlimited woman? Or I don't want to be politically correct here.
Okay. No, yes, I think it turned out. I mean, we've been doing the press junket with the people who have seen the movie, which we've had a few screenings for the press, and they're having a ball telling me that it's a little like Beavis and Butthead, the Western. It's not like The Unforgiven, it's goofy, and they say they're having a good time.
Oh, Beavis and Butthead with guns. I like it. We've got some phone calls. We've got line 2, Tom from Glassboro, New Jersey. Tom?
Hey, Dennis. How you
Hi,
doing?
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm calling from Rowan College in New Jersey in Glassboro.
Okay.
I think you were very smart for listening to Sharon and sitting down.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a question for her. We wanted, me and my roommates wanted to know if it was really difficult to do scenes such as, like in Sliver, what we just saw on HBO.
Sliver was on right before this.
Well, some of the scenes were harder than others.
Tub scene?
There were a few flaccid moments in the film, too.
More than I care to discuss, frankly. Yes?
You guys just watched the film? How many roommates you got there?
Oh, well, we've got 3 roommates, and we watch it with 2 girls, too.
Wow, a little naked Jiffy Pop thing? All right, line 4, we've got Barbara from Belmore, New York. Barbara, are you in the dorm room with Tom?
Hello?
Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
Go ahead.
I like to think that our country is not sexist, but why is it that no movie would hesitate to show a woman naked and they never show men naked?
I've seen Richard Gere's dick in a film. In American Gigolo, they had that Levalor, he's throwing socks and shirts and his big gear were hanging out there.
Well, like the Cole just said before, I watched Sliver also.
Right. And you wanted to see Billy Baldwin schwanz, right?
Well, as soon as he stood up, their camera completely switched to the other side of the room.
The Baldwins have no penises. When he married Kim, Alec, she made him get rid of it because she said he was being disrespectful to snakes. So, she's a big animal rights person. So, that's the key thing about the Baldwins. No penises. All right, line 3, we've got Matthew from Wichita, Kansas. Matthew?
Hello.
Hi, Matt.
How you doing?
You have a penis, don't you?
And would you like to show it on television?
Yeah.
All right, Matt,
Yeah,
what's
you
your
would,
question?
Sharon, do you feel that you enjoy toying with men's emotions in your movies?
Yeah, sometimes I do. But I think when we make a movie, I think the biggest compliment that you can give to the actor that you're working with is to really challenge them, to stay on them. And I know that when I work with someone like Michael Douglas or someone like Gene Hackman, who just is relentless.
Gene's in the Western?
It's just, it's so much better. And I think that any kind of, a guy, an actor that I might be working with who really loves what he does appreciates it when I kind of challenge him and stay on him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you one thing where you're really smart is I think you play the glamour card. There's so many times I see, Juliette Lewis look like she just got beamed on from the Klingon ship and that, And, even Julia Roberts seems to be a little disdainful now. And at some point, this is a magic factory, and they want to see glamorous people. And look how you turn out for my show. We're going to talk politics. I think it's a smart move on your part.
Well, it's fun. It's if you think about, you get to be a movie star, and you get to create this fantasy world. First of all, that's every little girl's dream.
Right.
Why not have the dream you want? And maybe Juliette Lewis's dream was not that. I think she's brilliantly talented, and maybe if I was that talented, I wouldn't wear big pink skirts. I don't know.
And one great thing about having power as a woman in show business is you get to do causes. And I see things that you do for a thing called Planet Hope. It's your own cause, right?
Yeah.
And I'd like to take the last minute
It's
we
my
have and
sister's.
talk about that a little, because it looks like such a, whenever I see you look
having
radiant
fun.
tonight, but you definitely look more radiant when I see you with those
Oh,
children.
it's incredible. My sister and I started a foundation 2 years ago called Planet Hope, and now I've just surrendered my part to her because she really does all the work, and she really has made this thing incredible. We have a summer camp that we do for homeless children, and when we first did that, we just didn't feel like it was enough. They had a great time, they got a break, they got 3 square meals, they got to know they were loved and cared about, and then they got sent back. And we didn't feel like we could live with that. And so Kelly has been working really vigorously to create a situation that is now not just for the kids, but this year we did a camp that was for Planet Hope homeless children and their moms. So the kids came and were in one part of the camp, the moms came and were another part, and they got a break from each other and the pressures of that. The mothers got some rehabilitative kind of professional counseling. We had dental care and medical care for everybody, and then we started trying to find placement for all of the families that came to the camp, and we've adopted them. I adopted a family, and this wonderful woman came and started to work for Planet Hope, and now they've got permanent housing in Santa Monica, and the kids are in a regular school, and it's unbelievable. You can.
I know, in a world where I see so many Planet Hollywood openings, it's nice to hear of another planet making a dent, because I'm getting sick of seeing that scene all the time.
If we each collectively, as each of us and one family did it, took one person and helped them get out of the shelter system or off the street and get a job, it would be over. 10,000 kids in LA would be off the street.
Well, listen, I have to do this news, but when I had my talk show, you were my biggest champion. I always have fond memories of you, because when I got canceled, you sent me such a nice, thoughtful letter. I think you're a good woman.
you.
It's nice to
Thank
see you
you.
again. Let me blow through this. Sharon Stone, folks.